Hello, everyone. This is Mark Joritzma with North Dakota Family Alliance. Thanks for tuning in. We have yet another video with one of our legislators here in North Dakota to get to know them a little bit better and kind of find out some things about the process as well. I have Senator Kent Weston from District 15
Correct.
with me. And where's District 15 for the sake of our viewers?
Well,
here?
it covers Devil's Lake over to Langdon, up to the Canadian border. And I'm from Sarles, and that's right on the Canadian border.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Excellent. So tell us a little bit about yourself. We know you're a legislator, but
Right.
what do you do when you're not a legislator? Who are you career-wise or family? Or?
Well, I went to school at NDSU for engineering, and I did that for 3 years. I wasn't cut out to be an employee, so I went back to the farm and started my own business, a seed business, and started farming with my father. And so that's my career background, and I have an agronomy business as well.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. So you started that right out of school pretty much?
Right after working in Grand Forks as an engineer for 3 years. And then I went back to the farm. Okay. Yes.
So how long have you been a legislator?
This will be my second session.
Okay. And what prompted you to want to do this? There are a lot of people in North Dakota who think, oh, I would never want to be a legislator. But what prompted you?
I would say I was one of them. I never wanted to be a legislator. Some people asked me if I would consider doing it. I got involved locally with some politics, but ultimately in prayer, I felt like the Lord was leading me to do it. So it was a call, and I answered the call.
Yeah, it is really interesting as you get older. God has a plan for you, and it doesn't always mesh.
Yeah,
with yours.
I would say it still isn't my desire, but I certainly feel it's the right thing to do.
Excellent. So, well, we're really glad to have you. I should say that in
Thank
the
you.
legislature. And what committees are you
on? Health and Human Services and Aid Committee,
okay.
Which also includes the military.
Okay.
Yeah, Veterans Affairs.
Okay. So you mentioned your faith and how God kind of led you toward being in the legislature and serving in this capacity. How has your faith helped you as a legislator?
Well, I don't think I could do it without it, to be honest. I can remember walking into the chambers and just being overwhelmed, honestly, thinking about the enormity of what we have to do here. We're making decisions for a lot of other people. And I actually felt like God made his first mistake by sending me here, in all honesty. And I knew that he didn't make a mistake, but I thought maybe I did in hearing him. But I saw through the process how God used other legislators, and even in spite of myself, how he used me at the end of it. It's like, okay, God does know what he's doing. So my faith played a huge part in giving me the confidence to keep persevering, you might say.
Yeah, well, that's wonderful. And we end up, as I've said before in some of our videos, we end up before Judiciary and Health and Human Services committees quite a bit. And so you're in the Senate, Health and Human Services, and we really appreciate the way you vote, because you do vote based on your faith.
I do.
Your biblical values. And
I do.
That's fabulous. That's what we really hope legislators do. So thank you for that. So what has been your favorite part of being a legislator?
I think at the end of the session, seeing the impact that we made collectively. And I would say another thing is getting to know the other legislators. I mean, I had a certain perspective of people before I got here. It's encouraging to me that I would say even legislators I disagree with, they're here for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And so that's encouraging, and it should encourage the state of North Dakota. Obviously I'd like more to see things my way. And I think that's just typical of a legislator. Right. But their values and the reasons they're here, by and large, are for the right reasons.
Yeah, I would strongly agree with you. Even though there are legislators who we most definitely do not agree with
Right.
and are on,
Right.
maybe the other side of the aisle, maybe, in the Republican camp, still I respect the passion and the calling they
Correct.
have for being here and
Right.
representing North Dakota.
Right.
It's a very big deal.
So yeah, so that was really a pleasant surprise for me, and seeing that. Yeah.
So what's been the hardest part of being a legislator?
Well, that's kind of a loaded question in some ways. I mean, there's a lot of parts that are hard when you're making the decisions. Sometimes there's votes that you have so many votes coming so fast, and sometimes you're not completely sure how this is going to affect things. We try to do our research, but when you have over 1,000 bills coming at you in 80 days, it's hard to be up on everything and know exactly how it's going to affect things. I would say, like for me, the hardest votes is financial votes. I want to help people. I understand that too much government helping people doesn't help people.
Right.
But when you have unwed mothers and we're supporting life, where do you draw the line? And that's hard.
Yeah.
Where your heart is to be a blessing to people, but what is the right amount to fund things? So I think that's the hardest.
All right. Now I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
What was if you had to pick one bill, what was the hardest bill to vote on?
Well, I had the seat belt one. Not that was the hardest one, but I regretted the way I voted on it, and I wish I would have taken it back. So that's difficult when you make a wrong decision.
Yeah.
Or to your way of thinking.
Yeah.
And I had a few like that, but I would say that was tough. And then the funding of probably the hardest one was funding of the school lunches, fully funding that. I voted against that, and I had so much hate mail on that. And that was a tough one. I feel right about that vote to this day because we made sure every child had a lunch. Before that, giving free lunches, I don't believe is the best way to help people. But boy, I took a lot of heat for that. So that was difficult.
Yeah. So talking about getting heat and getting feedback, what is the best way for your constituents to give you feedback if a bill is coming up, or how you voted perhaps, or if there's a floor vote coming? What's the best way for them to reach out to you?
Emailing. If I know they're my constituent, I typically will call them. I don't like email. I like personal contact, so they can call me as well.
Excellent.
And especially if I know them, I'll reach back out to them. And I'm not afraid to share my position with them, even when we disagree. I found that not too many people, if any, called and said, "Great job on the vote." It was primarily that they didn't like how I voted, but I was not afraid, and will not be afraid to talk to them and share my position because I feel strong about the positions I take. And sometimes if I've made a mistake and I wish I would have voted differently, I'll tell them that too.
Yeah, we will give you a pass on not being perfect. So
thank you.
So we're in the same group, you know. So is there anything else that you'd like to tell the people of your district or North Dakotans about the legislative process, the legislature, anything? It's open mic night.
Yeah, well, just know that there are a lot of good people here working for you. It's important to get involved, especially if you don't like the way things are going. We need more, and especially I implore the godly people not to take a back seat. If you want our godly values, we have to get involved. And really, that's why I'm here, is because I believe God was calling me to, and I believe God's asking a lot more people to get involved. So just answer that call.
Fabulous. Thank you. Thank you very much, Senator. We appreciate it.
Yes.
We very much appreciate the work that you do in the legislature and the fact that your faith is a foundation for what you do. That really is fabulous. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. Take care.